Life is all about certainties. We grow, we take up jobs, marry, have kids, then retire, and so on. In this journey of life, we keep achieving our life goals. And to achieve these goals, persistency is very important. Persistence is determination, a decision to never back down in the pursuits of achieving the goal. Hey, I'm Meera, your host for this episode of Financially Speaking Conversations powered by IndiaFirst Life. To fulfill life's goal, we keep saving and investing the money. To secure our family from unforeseen risk, we buy life insurance. And it is very important to continue the life insurance policy, which help us to attain the peace of mind and focus on achieving our goals. To understand this aspect of continuity, which is also known as persistency in simple way, today I have Mr. Naman Gupta with me. Mr. Naman Gupta is Senior Vice President and Head, Branch Operation, Persistency and Financial Operations at India First Life Insurance. He has a rich experience of more than 20 years in life insurance industry. Welcome, Naman.
Thank you, Mira. You invest in insurance to secure your family's future, but a single failure to renew it or a lapse in persistency can put everything at risk. Persistency is more just an insurance term, it's a commitment to your future and a promise to your loved ones who are dependent on you.
Great, Naman. Let's get started then. Please tell us what is persistency.
So, Mira, persistency in a simple language is where customer keep on renewing their policy to have their continued benefits of all their product what they have chosen. It is also a valuable consideration for a company because it demonstrates that where the persistency is higher, the company is doing the right process, the product is being sold correctly, the product has been understood correctly, and hence the continuity of the policies, which in turn shows persistency ratio, gives a lot of trust to the customer that the product is right for them and they should definitely continue while reaping the benefits of that product. Hence, it's an equally important for customer and equally greater importance relies on the insurance companies.
Okay, so we understood what is persistency, but what is the importance of this persistency?
So let's understand with the example, Mira, how uh, persistency can play a very important role, or renewing the policy can play a very important role in an individual's life. I will give my own example. When I was 18, I lost my father, and he had one policy in his name from LIC. When I figured out, it had a value of only 3,000 rupees because it was lapsed policy. So just imagine at the time of, I was hardly what, 16 years old, 18 years old, where there was no money. And obviously, the policy which was taken up to cover our future and for any unfortunate events, unfortunately, that was not there. Though I had a very supportive family and friends, and that really helped me to, come up on that piece, helped me to, grow in my professional life. But that's not what something I wish for anybody. And that's what not I would like anybody to go through in their life. Now let's understand what really happens is most of the customer believe that this unfortunate event is not going to happen to them. It is for somebody else.
That's true.
The reality of the life is it can happen to anybody. And what can further happen is it can create a multiple consequences to that individual's life. Now, what all those consequences are? Let's understand quickly. Now, one of the consequences is whatever money they have paid so far. Let's say if they do not renew the policies, many policies do not fetch any value if they lapse the policy, which means all the benefits accrued has been lapsed or the money has been forfeited. Nothing they'll get it. The second part, the very objective because of which customer would have bought this policy, they would have thought something,
Yeah.
maybe for their own retirement, maybe for their uh, children's marriage, or maybe for their education. Let's believe that goal will remain unfulfilled because they have not continued the policy. I'll not talk much about tax benefits. That's anyway is a part of any product feature within insurance segment. And yes, customer may lose that benefit also. But what is more important is if customers surrender the policy or do not continue or lapse, allow it to lapse, it's a job half done. And when I say half done, it's a half journey done. Suppose, I am going from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, and for some reason I get down at Valsad and I come back again to Mumbai. So what I have to do to reach to Ahmedabad, I again have to restart my journey, which ultimately create a constraint on my time, on my benefit and losses. The very critical part, Mira, on this entire piece is the very basic thing of insurance. Like we always say, one is investment, one is insurance. The insurance perspective, what we keep it in mind to cover our family if something happens to me, that security goes away the moment we lapse the policy. And if any unfortunate thing happens to the customer, imagine what their family would be going through that point of time when there's no financial security.
This sounds really scary, Naman. But what exactly causes this lack of renewals or low persistency?
So, Mira, reasons are quite many, but I'll just try to summarize in a very simple manner for everybody to understand. The first is many of the time people buy insurance as a financial product and they believe that they know everything about that product. They know about its feature. Maybe at times they don't want to discuss about that, they are not aware about all feature, or probably they don't have time. But what happens is when they don't know the objective of that product and they are not so clear about its feature, they do not have much intention to continue to pay unless somebody really nudges them. That's number one. Number two, they still keep insurance as the second priority. Like we discussed, they do not believe something will happen to them. So if any financial issue comes or if they have a money to pay for something else, they first pay over there thinking, I'll pay this tomorrow. These are the things which dissuade them to, pay them on time and regularly. Let's take another example. During COVID, we see many of the people, falling sick, getting ill, and they need money. And what I found is many people stop paying premium that point of time, stating the reason that I need money from a medical reason. And that point of time, I mentioned it more. It's all the more important to pay your renewal for have this insurance cover. For God's sake, if something happens to you today, which unfortunately many people lost their earning family members, and imagine what has happened, we don't want that situation to happen. So we need to make customers believe that it is something what they should continue while knowing the benefits of the product.
That's absolutely right. And it's a very, very huge loss for the customers also. But does it also hamper the insurance companies?
So Mira, yes, it hampers insurance companies, and I'll give you two factor to that. The first factor is itself the trust factor, what we create to the customer, because if any insurance company does not have a good persistency ratio, which simply says that if 100 customer bought, how many customers are continuing their policy by paying renewal. So if out of 100 anybody sees that 90 customers are paying or 95 customers are paying, it creates a lot of trust factor on that. And hence it's become very important for a company to have this ratios good while telling all the features or do all the activities what is required to continue. That's number one. The number two, if we see a higher lapse ratio or many customers do not pay, ultimately somewhere or the other some burden comes to the customer policy shareholder value, which is also a loss to the customer. So it's imagine if all 100 customers who have bought the policy are paying premium, the benefit of that will come to the customers only. Okay. They will get more accrued benefits, more money, more bonuses on their policy, which otherwise they may not get because many customers have missed their journey.
Understood, Naman. And additionally, can you help us with some small tips to maintain the persistency?
So, Meera, the first part is what I always believe is customers should understand their policy. When I say understand their policy, they should really understand the product feature. I'll give you an example quickly for everybody to understand. There is something, a product like called guaranteed pension plan, where the customer has to pay for, say, 5 years or 10 years. And after that, they will get pension. Now, many customers think that they will get some pension or the other after that payment of 10 years or 5 years. and many of them does not know that it's a guaranteed pension. So if I just tell you, Mira, that you have to pay now 1 lakh rupees on a yearly basis for the next 10 years, and basis on that you'll get 40,000 fixed amount per month after that, why would you like to lapse the policy? Nobody. So they need to understand all the product, they need to understand the feature, they need to set the regular reminder. We suggest that every policy should be on a mandate, so no reminder is required. The company do communicate educatedly to maintain the balance, so the money should automatically continue to get paid for the premium. Obviously, if they do not understand any feature, it is we suggest that customers should go back, because it's a financial instrument, Mira. In Indian parlance, we believe that no Indian would like to lose their money. Nobody wants their money to be lost. And hence, with that belief, we only want that customers should be aware. They should consult with the company, consult with the advisors, be aware of the unique benefits, what that product is offering, how the coverage, how the return, how the benefit is aligned. So they become more convinced and about and aware to continue paying the premiums.
So, what I understand is, as a customer, we must be aware of the potential losses that we will suffer because of the surrender or stop paying premiums of the policy before maturity. Also, we must give importance to the periodic reminders that the companies send us for renewals of policies, as well as the value added benefits. Thank you so much, Naman, for your time with us today. I am sure our listeners will agree on that.
Thank you, Mira. It was a pleasure to discuss such a crucial aspect of life insurance. And I hope this encourages our listeners to be aware about their responsibility and commitments towards their family by renewing their policies.
Yes, indeed. Today's detailed conversation has helped me to gain the detailed understanding on importance of risk management while taking life insurance. Thank you for listening. You can find more such episodes on YouTube and on your favorite podcast app. Keep listening.